Joe Bob's Last Call and The Hidden Two on TNT.
All right, I didn't understand one thing at the end of that movie. I hate it when I can't figure them out. Am I the only one that thinks about this stuff? The kooky housekeeper. At the end, she turns out to be an FBI agent, and then she turns into William Cat, right? Does this mean that all through the movie, William Cat was in the house in kooky housekeeper form? Or did he just go into her body for no reason? If somebody knows the answer to that, please write in and let me know about it. It bothers me. Okay, I'm Joe Bob Briggs, and it's time for The Hidden Two, about a bad guy alien who likes to party in a big way, and a good guy alien who's afraid of having too much sex, and the blonde Chiquita who makes him say, "Oh, what the heck." See, the aliens are actually these slimy scorpions who get into your body through your mouth and make your face look like it's been engraved. But don't worry if you didn't see Hidden One, because practically the whole first half of this movie is a flashback. So let's do the drive-in totals and get us started. We have 22 dead bodies, 1 dead dog, no breasts, pipe impaling, headbutting, flame-throwing, sandwich stealing, stun gun to the heart, multiple slimy alien ingestion, gratuitous disco dancing, disco aardvarking, space gun foo. I give it about 3 stars. Check it out, and we'll be here to make sure you get the full Valentine's Day Monstervision treatment. It is officially Valentine's Day, right? Yeah. Now, it's late at night, man. Full Valentine's Day Monstervision treatment, that consists of me promising that I'll remember to get you flowers next year, offering to give you the new rebuilt catalytic converter I bought on the way home for the pickup, and swearing that I hadn't seen Marlene for at least 2 years and don't know where she lives. That's how I spend my Valentine's Day every year. How about you?
Back to Joe Bob's Last Call and The Hidden Two on TNT.
So do you get what happened in Hidden One? 20 minutes of flashback, and it's still confusing. But see, Kyle MacLachlan of Showgirls fame was an alien cop who paired up with a human cop, Michael Nouri, of Flashdance fame, to kill the bad alien who was in the other cop's body before he transferred himself to the senator. That senator whose eloquent speech was made up of the one sentence, "I want to be president." I think that guy was in serious need of a spin doctor. What do you think? Anyhow, Kyle MacLachlan killed the alien with his special ray gun, but the dog ate part of it and spawned the slimy scorpion, and then Kyle MacLachlan breathed some light into Michael Nouri's mouth. He breathed some light into Michael Nouri's mouth, and then Michael Nouri transmutated into an actor who wasn't too big to do a sequel, okay? Are we clear now? Yeah. Roll it. What is the past tense of breathe? Breathed doesn't sound right. Is it broth? He breathed some light into his mouth. Is it breathe? Broth. We need to ask a Welsh guy.
Back to Joe Bob's Last Call and The Hidden Two on TNT.
That's Raphael Sbarge as the good cop, the guy who can tell if you're human or not by smelling your blood. You know, there's no way to say Sbarge without sounding like you started saying the wrong name and you corrected yourself halfway through. Sbarge. Anyhow, his big credit is risky business, and I think he's pretty good in this movie for a good guy. Okay, let's get back to the flick. Sbarge. Sounds like the punchline of a Cole Porter song, you know. Swonderful, smarvelous, Sbarge.
Back to Joe Bob's Last Call and The Hidden Two on TNT.
So yeah, that's smart when you're trying to catch evil incarnate on an alien planet. You drag some skirt around with you as your backup. That's Kate Hodge as the skirt. She of Silk Stockings and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 fame. Oh man, Chainsaw 3, that's a terrible one that was filmed in California, among the majestic Texas mountains of California. So we're at a rave now. You guys know what a rave is, right? You know what a rave is? That's where you have to call a secret phone number the night of the party to find out where it is, and then you do copious amounts of ecstasy and green acid and crystal meth and Mississippi brain busters, and then you dance till the cops start throwing people into jail at dawn. And let me just say, for TNT standards and practices, I do not condone the use of recreational drugs. Okay? Now, that said, raves sound kind of fun, don't they? Because especially if I get to do what's coming up now, which I'll just tell you the Latin name for, and that's Aardvarkus publicus. So roll it. See, all the people who don't speak Latin, they don't know what I'm talking about. You should have gone to class. You'd also know what a Mississippi brainbuster is, and it's not what you think. It requires the services of a gal in Biloxi named Misty.
Back to Joe Bob's Last Call and the Hidden Two on TNT.
I'm not even going to bother to kill you because you're not worthy of being killed, and besides, then the movie would be over. Now, they always do that. You're not worth being killed, so the movie can continue, right? That was the subtext of that scene. Have we covered subtext here? See, subtext is like if two characters are arguing about a turkey sandwich, but what's really going on is that one of them cheated on the other one, and even though they worked it out in couples therapy, she still holds it against him. Or a guy orders a turkey sandwich, and before he can take a bite out of it, he drops it on the floor, and then he throws it against the wall. Not because he's mad at the turkey sandwich, but because he just got fired from his job. See, that's the subtext. So you have text, turkey sandwich, subtext, whatever's really going on. And by the way, that turkey sandwich parable, that goes back to the ancient Greeks. It first appeared in Plato's Symposium. Okay, let's go back to the flick. In Plato's Symposium, of course, the text was a bunch of men sitting around together eating turkey sandwiches, and the subtext was how many of the men had slept with each other, because ancient Greece, that was just all one big group grope, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh!
Back to Joe Bob's Last Call and the Hidden Two on TNT.
How come Raphael Sabarge just got really stupid all of a sudden? You went to school here on this keychain? Well, I'll be. I mean, one minute he's Andy Griffith, and the next minute he's Gomer Pyle. And he's getting romantic with the gal. Yuck. Hadn't she seen any sci-fi movies? He's an alien. Underneath the skin of a human in a coma is a 9-inch slime monster that fits in a drawer. Of course, now that I think about it, sometimes gals prefer a 9-inch slime monster that fits in a drawer, but let's not go there, okay? Back to the flick. I'm not telling you guys anything you don't know, right? Sometimes people like to simplify for the night, that's all. And, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. What did you think I was talking about? Because that might not be what I was talking about, probably. But you have no way to know that, do you?
Back to Joe Bob's Last Call and the Hidden Two on TNT.
You're telling me that Raphael Sabarge doesn't know what school is and he doesn't know how to use a toothbrush, but he makes the sign of the double-humped whale like he's been through every Catholic schoolgirl in Brooklyn. Of course, we were spared the gruesome details of their lovemaking by the considerate TNT Standards and Practices Department, so even though they were fully clothed the whole time, we didn't really get the whole musical homage to risky business while they were doing it, did we? Okay, I'm anxious to get to the full-on alien foo, so let's get to the exciting conclusion of Hidden Two. Go. And I should say that when you're in a new relationship, you should always check for those hidden alien slime monsters, people who are actually aliens underneath their skin. You know how you can tell? Give them an Oreo. They'll eat it without taking it apart first. Isn't that disgusting?
Back to Joe Bob's Last Call and the Hidden Two on TNT.
So are they saying that the gal's father was a serial killer? That he turned evil and killed a bunch of people and cut out newspaper articles about it? I'm confused. Anyhow, it's over, and Ross Bedouin, whatever that means. That's it for me, Joe Bob Briggs, reminding you that there's a fine line between fishing and standing on the shore like an idiot. Did you guys hear the one about the couple who's been married for 60 years and they start having problems remembering things? So they go to their doctor to get checked out to make sure nothing's wrong with them. They explain to the doctor about their problems with their memory, And after checking the couple out, the doctor tells them they're physically okay, but they might want to start writing things down and making notes to help them remember things. So later that night, while they're watching TV, the old man gets up from his chair, and his wife says, "Where are you going?" And the old guy says, "To the kitchen." And the wife says, "Well, will you get me a bowl of ice cream?" And the guy says, "Sure." And she says, "Well, don't you think you should write it down so you can remember it?" And he says, "No, I can remember that." And she says, "Well, I'd also like some strawberries on top. You'd better write that down because I know you'll forget that." And the guy says, "I can remember that. You want a bowl of ice cream with strawberries on top." And the wife says, "Well, I'd also like whipped cream on top, so I know you'll forget that, so you better write that down." Well, the guy's getting irritated. And he says, "I don't need to write that down. I can remember all that." And he goes into the kitchen. And about 20 minutes later, he comes back from the kitchen and he hands her a plate of bacon and eggs. She stares at the plate for a minute and then she says, "You forgot my toast." Joe Bob Briggs wishing you a happy Valentine's Day and reminding you that the drive-in will never die. A man and a woman who have never met before find themselves in the same sleeping compartment on a train. After the initial embarrassment of the situation, they both manage to get to sleep, and the woman's on the top bunk and the man's in the lower bunk. And in the middle of the night, the woman leans over and says, "I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm awfully cold, and I was wondering if you could possibly pass me another blanket." The man leads out and he says with a kind of a glint in his eye, he says, "I've got a better idea. Let's just pretend we're married." The woman says, "Okay, why not?" The man says, "Good, get your own blanket."